Hi everyone, my name is Noema for those of you who don't know me, and today I really wanted to sit down and have an open conversation with anyone who chooses to watch this video and just kind of talk about my experience with my post-grad life. It's been exactly a year since I graduated from college, and I just really wanted to sit down and open up and talk about my experience and see if anyone can relate or if anyone wants to share their story. I would really love to, see it, read it. Let's start off with a little bit about my college experience. So right after high school, I decided to pursue an associate's in liberal arts just to get my general education credits out of the way and have it done and just be able to focus on what I really wanted to study and what I really wanted to go into. And then after that, I decided to get another associate's in graphic design. And so last year, I was working at my second internship, and it was with a jewelry company. And I was a sole graphic designer there, so I made all of the calls along with the people, the owners. And at that point, I started my internship in February, and around May, I decided to take a little step back and be open with them and tell them that I really wanted to pursue other opportunities. And they were so nice and were willing to give me time and allowed me to work from home while I figured everything out right after graduating. So I decided to take a little bit of time off to decompress and really get myself situated so I can apply to other jobs and see what opportunities were out there. And so I decided to apply, and I applied to so many positions that I barely got any responses during that time. So I decided to still do a few projects for the jewelry company, and I stuck with them until I think around July. And I just did one-off projects, and in the meantime I was applying to other jobs, and I started to feel really discouraged because I just wasn't getting, anyone to really respond to me, or if I did get responses, I would go on to do call interviews, and I didn't really get anywhere with it. And I knew that I really wanted to work in the beauty industry, so I was mainly applying to those jobs. But then it got to a point where I was kind of desperate to get any position that I could in any company and, just work my way into the beauty industry and see if that was even possible. So I got really discouraged, so I decided to do a little bit, just one-off projects with the jewelry company. And at that point they said, look, we are willing to give you a full-time position only for a few months. It was only from July to November, so I was able to have a secure job until November of the same year. And I thought that was super generous of them to do anything like that. But when they offered that to me, it took me back. I was super overwhelmed because I wasn't getting anywhere with the applications that I was making, and any interviews that I did, I just wasn't getting anywhere. And so I was caught in a place where I felt super discouraged, and I was like, okay, I can either choose to take this opportunity and take a pause on applying to jobs and, really just get my experience, get paid, because at that point I was super broke, which discouraged me even more, or I can say no and keep looking. I ultimately came to the decision to say no to the jewelry company because I knew deep down that I really wanted to work for the beauty industry, and I really wanted to see if that was even possible. And I thought that if I was going to be stuck there, that I would literally feel like I was stuck there. And at that point I was just not happy there. I knew that if I said yes to that opportunity, that I would just be saying yes for the money. And I was blessed enough to have the support from my parents for them to say to me that, if you're not happy there, then look for another job, look for something else. We will support you in the meantime. And I was super blessed to even have that from my parents. And so I came to the decision to say no to that position, and I decided to keep applying. And so I came to the point where I decided, okay, if I can't find a full-time job, then I should at least take an internship. I got to that point where I was like, okay, not ideal to get an internship at this point, but if it can land me a full-time job afterwards, then that's what I might have to do. So I came across this position that was in a beauty company, and it was for an internship, and I said, you know what, let me just apply, let me just see what happens. And I went through the interview process, and they said yes, and I was super excited. And oh my god, my dogs. Once I got this internship, I came to my parents and I said, look, this isn't ideal, and I know it's not ideal, but I really want to do this. I really want to go into the beauty industry and see if it's something that I even enjoy, if I enjoy working for it, or if it's just a passion just to apply makeup. But I want to figure it out and, you know, just see what happens. And so I'm so blessed to have the parents that I have, because they were able to support me in my decision, and they said, okay, you know, if you're gonna do this, you have to give it your all. And that's exactly what I did. So I started my internship in September, and it was hard. It was hard. And what I mean by that is it was hard from basically being unemployed from, like, let's say June, July, up until September, and having to be super broke, desperate for jobs, and not getting anywhere. But with me taking this internship in this industry that I really wanted to, I decided just to give it my all and to see what happened. And so I did. I started my internship, and I gave it my all. I decided if I was going to do this, I had to give it my all, and that's exactly what I did. And so I put in so much effort into it, and I was so grateful because they realized that. And by January, I was offered a full-time job and come onto the team as a full-time employee. And it's just so surreal. So I've been working for this beauty company since September, but became full-time in January, and here I am today. It's crazy because I'm just so grateful that I came to the decision that I did, and I decided to deny the position with the jewelry company because I felt really unhappy there, and I'm so glad that I did, and I'm so glad that I had the support that I did to do that. I know that not everyone out there is blessed enough to have that and have that support, but if you do have the support and you do come to this position where you don't have, you do have the opportunity to take a backseat and to really pursue the industry that you want to go into and the job that you want to go into, but it doesn't pay that well, or it's not the exact position that you wanted, but it's in the field that you want, and you're able to be supported, then I think that that's the best way to do it, and just to see if it works out for you. But yeah. Okay, so my battery is about to die, but I just want to thank you guys, for anyone who's watching, for listening, and I hope that this helps someone out there. And if you're in the position that I was last year and you keep applying and you don't find anything, just keep applying. I know it's so hard and it's so discouraging, but know that you're not alone. Know that you're not the only one that is going through that or has gone through that. And I hope that you find the position that you want, and that ultimately you get the job of your dreams, or at least the job that you really want. at the end of it. So don't give up, believe in yourself, come to those interviews prepared, and know what you want and work for it and work hard for it. And hopefully you guys will be successful and find the position that you want, or at least take a position that gives you the experience that you need to get to that position that you want. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to share your own story in the comments, I would love to read them. Or if you have any advice, please leave it down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.